We tried to do. Perfect. I'd like to welcome you all to the Prairie Region Mini Town Hall. We weren't able, the National Elections Committee was not able to do town halls across the country due to basically limitations in time and staff hours that it would have taken to do it. We wished we could have. We desperately wished we could have, but we simply didn't have the capacity. So we've tried to do this to at least give members a chance to see the candidates that are on the ballot. So in this version of the town hall, we're going to do the two questions that we asked everybody else at the beginning of the town, at the town halls, which is, what is your vision for PIPs for the next 3 years? And what is, the second question is, what would you like members to take away from you, about you, and why should a member vote for you to be the Prairie Region representative? The order of speaking was set just prior to this meeting. There are 3 candidates: Sama Hennon, Sharon Lazinski, and William Stewart. I'm going to check the waiting room just to make sure that we don't have anybody sitting in there. For whatever reason, Sama is not able to attend today, and so we will skip her in the order. If she appears in the meeting before the end of it, we will give her an opportunity to answer those 2 questions. In the meantime, we will go to the next person on the list, which was Sharon Lazinski. And hold on. Sorry, there's a Zoom problem here. We will ask her to. Oh, hold on 1 second. Jenny Esnerd has sent me a message saying that Sama is in the wrong room and can't get here. Let me see if I can resolve that problem for Sama. And I will do this. I apologize for this. Apologies, everybody. I'm not actually sure how to resolve this issue.
Yay, technology.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to try to get the link and send it to Sama.
I had the same problem. When you're trying to click on it, it accidentally shifted me to the Quebec region. The best option is just log back out and then log back in again. And find the link to that in the original meeting.
Yeah, I'm going to actually reach out to Julie and see if she can help me resolve this, because I can't do both at once. I have got Julie on that, and rather than have everyone sit in silence here, we will move on and we will start with the vision. So it will begin with Sharon. Sharon, if you can turn on your camera, if it's not on already. And if
you can hear me okay?
I can hear you okay. Yep. And I can see you okay too. Perfect. So if you could tell us what your vision for PIPS is for the next 3 years.
Okay, I think that we're going to have to relearn to serve our members post-COVID and still in COVID. So we're going to have to try and re-engage the members more virtually and still in person. That might be things like lunch and learns during lunchtime and in the evening as well for the general membership of the Prairie region. As far as the stewards are concerned, I think that we're going to continue to give them training, and I think that we're going to engage people more virtually if they want to, because we've never had that capability before, and I think that we have to look into that and give people both options to be able to engage with us virtually and in person. And that's especially true for stewards that I think have learned to connect more virtually and may enjoy the ability more. We're going to have to make sure that they get the training that they continue to need. And especially since they've had so much over Zoom, it really is about re-engagement. And for those members that want some training and it's not available to them, I'm thinking that we should post some of the information online for them to access prior to going to stewards. I think we still have to have a number of in-person meetings. And I think that that's the only way that we can fully re-engage people, because I think they were all getting COVID and Zoom tired. And I know myself, I was feeling the same way. So that is my vision for the next 3 years. And I believe that we should also really focus on probity, because I think members might be more engaged in where their dues are going to, and they should know where they're going to, and they should know what being a member of PIPS is, as opposed to what being a member of a group or subgroup is. Okay.
Thank you very much, Sharon. And I should have mentioned, and you were perfectly on time, but I should have mentioned that there is a 2-minute time limit on these. And at the 2-minute point, I will gently nudge you off the stage, but I didn't need to. You were perfectly on time. We'll go now to William Stewart with the same question. What is your vision for PIPS for the next 2 years or 3 years, excuse me? And I'm going to admit all.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. And thank you for everybody who's coming to attendance to participate in this meeting. I am going to take a very short moment to identify that I am on Treaty 6 territory. And I do want to take a very short moment to remember that there are over 5,000 Indigenous children that have been potentially identified in the grave sites around residential schools. As somebody from Saskatchewan, that impacts me personally. My vision for PIPS in the next 3 years, as Sharon identified, PIPS needs to engage with our membership. We need to connect. We need to get more people involved. We need to get people active in the organization. Our current membership of activists is aging, and we need to find a way to ensure that we're bringing young people into our active membership. We need to ensure that we're representing everyone when it comes through to bargaining. We're going to be going into a very difficult bargaining situation over the next several years, and we have to make sure that we're engaging our members so that they understand what's happening in bargaining, how we're moving forward in bargaining, and importantly, make sure that their concerns are being brought forward to the table. I also believe that we need to have fully resourced staff as PIPs. That's EROs with the assets and the competency to engage and communicate with members. That's sufficient staffing, sufficient training, and to be quite honest, competing with other unions to get the best EROs out there. And my final point I'll bring up, and is with respect to PIP's finance. There have been a number of initiatives that are using members' money that are not going through the board. Those initiatives need to be identified and properly resourced through the board, approved through the board, and discussed appropriately.
And I'm sorry, I have to cut you off. I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
And since we've let, Sama has now been able to join the meeting, thankfully. Sama, can I get you to test your microphone and make sure that we can hear you?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly. I know you
Sorry,
joined a
I'm
little
on
bit
a
late.
phone and I can't see the timer.
That's okay. I'll let you know
Okay.
when your 2 minutes is up. We did a draw just before you joined. You were up first in the running, but you had technical issues. So
My
I'm moving you to
apologies.
third. No apologies. This is the world of Zoom, not your fault. So I'm going to move you to the third position, which you're in now. We are doing two questions. The first is, what is your vision for PIPS for the next 3 years? And the last question will be, what would you like voters to take away about you in this process, and why should they vote for you? Right now, you'll be given 2 minutes to answer the first question, which is, what is your vision for PIPS for the next 3 years? You may start whenever you wish.
Thank you. I would like to begin by acknowledging that I'm on Treaty 7, territory of Blackfoot Confederacy, Cottney, Métis, and Tustina people. I want to start by thanking everyone for all their efforts and going through this hardship of the pandemic. I would be delighted to be your regional director. My vision for PIPS for the next 3 years has 3 pillars. 1, enhance solidarity. We have great mind in our organization and we need to have a strong, united approach. We must work together in a we versus me spirit. We need to create healthy, inspiring environment that's resilient for our members. Our members need to know that we have their back and they can trust us. Number 2 is build strategies for member engagement. We have to grow continuously and share and learn. Our reality of today is different than our future, so we need to always engage member and ask them of their needs. 3 is increase PIP's agility. Agility meaning being adaptable, making quick decisions, and rapidly evolve because our environment is changing and we have to be proactive, adaptable, innovative, and accountable to our membership. This vision is about having a proactive board of directors with a direct line to membership. I believe this connection would make us successful in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We will now go back to Sharon for the takeaway question, which is, what would you like members to take away from this about you, and why should members vote for you as regional director?
Okay, I'm committed to the PIPS organization, and I spent the last several years involved in the branch and in the region. I spent several of those years as vice president or vice director of the region, if you will, and I have an excellent grasp on what's going on in the organization itself, as well as throughout our region, and what the issues are that are endemic to our region. Our region is spread out between 3 provinces in the Northwest Territories, and we have to take that into consideration when we plan our events. I will endeavor to ensure that we engage as much of our membership as possible, given these challenging circumstances. I'm sure my experience of 8 years in the regional executive gives me a significant advantage on knowing how the organization is run and how to engage with the organization as a whole, which we do on an ongoing basis as from a regional perspective. Members tend to gravitate towards their group or subgroup during years in employment, and then at the end of their employment tend to go towards PIPS, which I also did. They don't always consider the vast number of groups involved. When you're in employment, you tend to say, oh, my group, which is AFS or CS, whereas now I'm focused on all groups and their specific needs and issues. I'm always available to them. I answer any emails, I've answered phone calls, and I've still helped someone go through a grievance process. My longer term on the branch and region gives me a better grasp on the position of director, and I encourage people to vote for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. William, we're now going to you for the answer to what would you like members to take away about you from this, and why should members vote for you as regional director for Prairies?
Again, thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for everybody for being in the room to participate in this meeting. The takeaway for me as part of this election is that I am here to represent the members of the Prairie Northwest Territory region. I don't come from a large group. I'm not backed by AFS or CS or any other large groups. I'm not beholden to any other groups. I'm as close as you can get to an independent in the Prairie Northwest Territory region. New Reg only has about 18 members in the entire region. But I use that as a reason to speak for everyone equally. I hear concerns from other groups when I am participating in AGMs and the Prairie Northwest Territory regional meetings and the steward meetings. People come up to me, and because I don't represent a different large body, I represent everyone. And I'd like people to take that away as a vote for me would be a vote for somebody who was going to take all the concerns of the region to the board, because that's what I will do. You know that I will speak at the board. I speak at AGMs. I speak at regional meetings, often to my own regret. But I like to ensure that the concerns are raised, concerns are properly discussed, and all options are considered, and the votes are on the merit of those discussions, not on personal positions. And that's what I would like people to take away when you consider voting for me as director of the Prairie Northwest Territory region. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we finish off with you, Selma.
Thank you.
You have 2 minutes to
Okay.
to answer the question. What do you want members to take away about you from this session, and why should members vote for you as Prairie Region Director?
There are a few things I would like you to know about me that I believe will trust you to vote for me. First, when I make a commitment, I listen, I follow through, and I make actions. Members describe me as someone who's committed, and I have done this in all my roles. Second, I give voices to issues. I am comfortable with varieties of opinions, and I have the courage to take a stand when needed. There are many issues we are facing right now, changes every day. Our workplace is different. There's pressures on government. We haven't even realized the effect of COVID fully yet. So PIPs need to be ready for all of this. Third, I believe wholeheartedly that our union needs to have psychological safety, which is the norm at PIPs and in the workplace. Our member needs to feel that they are included, can learn, contribute safely and meaningfully. It's our obligation to do this. Over the past years, I've worked together as your vice chair, training chair, Calgary branch president, human rights activist, and steward. Together with members, executive, and staff, I have protected, and we did, protected the well-being of our members. Please refer to my bio for more details. I also had the opportunity to talk to leaders in our organization, and I am happy to voice their opinion to the board, no matter what size they are, or even if they are individuals, to work towards solutions for their problems. Together, we can build a representative leadership that is inclusive, transparent, and fair. I'm grateful for your support. You can reach me at sama@pips.ca. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Selma. And thank you, Sharon and William as well. I appreciate you coming in and speaking to the members and giving them a chance to get to know you. We have additional time, but we have no more questions for you at this stage. I will say, as I've said in other sessions, I encourage all members to reach out to every candidate and ask them questions on where they stand on particular positions and any other questions they have for those candidates. The contact information for those candidates is available on the National Elections website and at the candidate bios. Today will be, the ballots are being sent out today. You will receive it between now and Wednesday of the following week. There are a lot of them to send out pips nationally. And so we don't flood the network and crash our servers. We send them out in batches. So they are on their way out, and I encourage you to be an informed voter, read and understand what your candidates stand for, and please vote. It's important, it's your union, and please vote in your union. We will be reconvening the session, the plenary session at 3:05 p.m. Ottawa time. That is 12:05 my time in BC, and I believe in Prairie region. I'm not sure of all the different time zones in Prairie region, if you've got one or two. I think you are 2 different time zones, but I'm not sure. I'll admit. But in BC right now, it is 11:49 p.m., almost noon. And my time, it begins again in approximately, oh dear, let me go here. Math is not my good suit, even though I'm an accountant. 3:05 p.m. So we have approximately 15 minutes, of which that is a break. You're free to log back into the main session as they're continuing the NCR regional sessions there and wait, or you may log back in after the break. Thank you very much and have a great day. I'm going to end the session now.
Thank you.
Tom,
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
all right, thank you.
You're welcome.